Why do people love to hate modern art? For so much of human history, artists have sought to represent the world as truly as it appears around them. From ancient Greek sculptures to the detailed Renaissance paintings, the goal was accuracy. Museums then followed suit, grouping the art chronologically. Regardless of what the artwork was about, if it was made in the same time period, it was exhibited together. From the Louvre in Paris, the Uffizi in Florence, or the National Gallery in London, this was real art viewed in the correct way. But then, in the 1860s, everything changed. A new chapter of art started to emerge. Marguerite, Matisse, Picasso, Emin, they turned to embracing colour, abstraction and the surreal. And they were questioning everything, and galleries had to evolve to stay relevant. First, it was the Museum of Modern Art, followed by the Pompidou Centre, then the Guggenheim. These institutions were designed to showcase radical new art ideas in radical new buildings. And then came the Tate Modern. Housed in an old power station along the Thames, the galleries set to challenge the way that we experience art. Unlike traditional museums, the Tate decided to display its permanent collections by theme rather than by time period, a bold, unconventional move that broke centuries of tradition. The curator Francis Morris sought to break down barriers in art.
We deliberately adopted a non-chronological approach because it gave us a freedom.
People might not realise, but at the time it was incredibly radical, wasn't it, to organise thematically or however you wanted rather than doing chronologically?
Yes, it was completely destroyed by the press.
Bringing overlooked disciplines and voices into the conversation. Her approach shifted the focus away from the artist's identity and instead emphasises the art itself. Critics and viewers saw modern art as lacking skill, overpriced and just plain weird. The thematic displays only fueled the backlash. It was deemed disrespectful to art. Yet, despite the criticism, the Tate Modern became one of the most visited galleries in the world, proving that love it or hate it, modern art was here to stay. Much like the modern artists themselves, the Tate Modern ignored the backlash. They put divisive work in controversial spaces, and they remain committed to showcasing radical ideas instead of conforming to tradition. Chronological displays can feel repetitive, but by displaying art by theme, we can compare how artists from different backgrounds explored themes like power, grief, identity, sexuality, politics. Art, when seen in isolation, can often feel random and confusing, but when placed in a context, it tells a story, why it was made, what an artist was reacting to. By breaking the rules of how art should be exhibited, it forced us to think differently about the art itself. Modern art has always been incredibly divisive, but its controversy has only spurred on more conversation and is a sign of its progression. There is only one thing in this world worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about at all.
But with modern art, by definition, every interpretation is genuine and legitimate and okay. Or not! How about not?
There are a few things today that make the common man more angry than modern art.
I'm not going to sit there, try to find a meaning in a red
The
circle
paintings were terrible.
on a blank white canvas, because I'm not going to
not
find
only
it.
were they
understand
bad,
art, but I do
all
understand
of that
using
whole
that
era
painting that
of
was just
art,
white
they were
paintings
kind of,
that had
and
nothing
that was,
on
it was
it.
also
It's
like, it
super
was
pretentious,
also
meets
fucked with
super
people's heads, because
pretentious.
people looking at those paintings going, I could do that.
Right? Easily.